I'm going to go to this wall and start. You just left click on any of the images once and it'll bring you towards. So we'll start with this wall. And this piece is by Anand, Journey to Heaven. Anand, are you here? He may not be on the call. This is another one of his pieces. He is from India. Let me just back up one. And he entitled this one, Journey to Heaven. I will at least want to give his titles. And this one is an oil on canvas called Lead Kindly Light. Lead me from the Asat to the Sat. Lead me from darkness to light. Lead me from death to immortality. Om, peace, peace, peace. This piece is by Stephen Chait. Stephen, are you here? If you're here, you can unmute yourself.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
Very good. Very good. Can you speak a little bit about your piece here, Let Religious Freedom Shine?
Well, first, I guess a little technical background. The people in the background are actually photographs of little H.O. gauge model railroad people. And a lot of my work is involving getting little characters like that and putting them into various situations. But the idea, I grew up Jewish, and in our education, we were always taught that the most significant part, I think, of Hanukkah is that it's an intolerance for religions to accept each other, and the necessity of everybody having the freedom to worship the way they'd like. So that's kind of what I meant by that. And like I said, we just little characters that are collaged together.
I see. Very good. Is this your only piece in the show? I think it is.
Yes. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
We didn't have much time, did we?
Right, we didn't. we didn't. But we met the challenge, and
Yes,
and I really. Go ahead.
Absolutely. Look, I mean, I'm overwhelmed by how many entrants there are, how many people there are in the show.
Thank you,
That's great.
Stephen. This is a beautiful piece as well by Ronnie Francis Greenspan. She got a lot of likes on Instagram for these pieces. Ronnie, are you with us? This one's called Whimsical Menorah. It's a mixed media, and she says it's an unconventional depiction of Hanukkah menorah. It's very beautifully done, mixed media. And this is a second one of her pieces. This is called Hanukkah Fish, subtle inference to Hanukkah menorah sidewise in fish. Fish as a spiritual symbol. So she has combined spirituality with Hanukkah, with the menorah, and she's combined it artistically with this. I can also see figures of people as well towards the right. And she has a lot of brilliant colors, beautifully done, 18 by 20 Hanukkah fish. And then this piece, Joel did this piece. He is, I believe, in Miami, Florida. Joel, are you with us on the call? If you are, can you unmute yourself? But he says here, this is a round cut wood panel. It says, when the Jewish temple was destroyed many centuries ago, they found a lamp with oil in it that should have lasted only 1 day. However, the oil burned for 8 days. That is why each night of the 8 days of Hanukkah, another candle is lit until there are 8 in total. The first night is 1, the second is 2, etc. the temple was entered after the Jews defeated a group that was trying to destroy them, but the group had destroyed the temple before being defeated. The oil lasting for 8 days, and that was considered a miracle. So you can tell that Joel did his research, and he was kind enough to put inside of his, next to his artwork, a narrative about this. So people who visit the show online can see exactly what Cantor Morris Walk said, and also what I'll share towards the end that was also spoken about. So does again, is Joel here, or did he unmute himself? He does have another piece, the second piece here, a taller one, Eternal Flame of Hope. So this is an abstract piece done with acrylic on canvas this year, and so really he's focusing on the fact that the flame is a flame of hope, and it will never go out. As Cantor Walk mentioned, hoping that in this time of pandemic that we strengthen ourselves and continue what we're doing spiritually that is positive, and that we continue burning the light of hope within us. And this piece is by, let's see if it will pull up for us nicely. Larissa Jeromowska, is she here? This one is called, and I can't pronounce it, but I believe it is German, and it's about Auschwitz. Auschwitz, innocent victims of the concentration camp, are connected as part of our history in Europe. So Larissa is, I believe she's from Poland, and she created this piece to connect with what's going on probably today. And also the UN itself has cited that cultural imperialism is still going on in the world today. People coming to take over for the lands, for the oil, for diamonds, for gold, for the riches of a land, but they will decimate other cultures, heritage, their religion, even their ways of speaking, right? So one of the things I believe this is a wonderful exhibit to remind us of, that there are people who have gotten joyfully regained, right? They've triumphed. That's what I was trying to remember. They triumphed over these obstacles. And this piece is by Vasil Juta. Is Vasil here? I believe Vasil is from Croatia. So his time zone may be different, of course, than ours, but this is an acrylic on canvas. And for him, this is the spirit of celebration. So the Hanukkah is a remembrance and a celebration, and just as we were told, the rededication or reclamation of what was lost, and now it's put back, so, and regained. So this is a abstract piece done in acrylic on canvas, quite a large piece, 24 by 36. The Festival of Lights is the time of celebration. Very beautiful. Another piece by Vasil, and it's resilience. And he says, there is nobody more resilient than the Jewish people. A bird is hurt, but she still flies high, no matter her pain. Very beautiful. And this again is acrylic on canvas, done last year. This piece, Elena is here. So Elena, please unmute yourself and let us hear about your piece, The Flaming Shrub.
First, hello. I want to thank you all because I feel blessed to be here. This is, bueno, I am Spanish, I grew in an atheist family, but I have always been looking for a spiritual life. And it's my third year here in America. And I have painted since I was very little, but I grew next to the mountain. So I think it's in nature is, it's the holiest thing it is. I paint au plein air. This is a cedar. It's my brother. We planted in a little house we have in the mountains where the shepherds go. And now it's 60 years old. Well, no, 60 no, but it has 50 years. It's very, I haven't been there since a long time. And thunder has hit him because the cedar is keeping the house, and it has been it has been keeping himself from all with the strength and with force. And it's like my brother, because my brother is very, very weak, but it's very strength. And when I painted with the leaves, and I thought about, because I have been my first, ¿cómo se llama? I'm sorry for my idiom. My first I was married with, he studied Kabbalah, and I have been looking a lot in God. I have studied Bible afterwards, but I like to paint the essence, the whole, and the heart, and the sacred life, and the spirit of things, and this has a lot of love. This is my brother.
Very beautiful, very beautiful. I believe that you've depicted the spirit of this tree, the flaming shrub, very beautifully. The colors, detail on the branches, the light emanating from it and around it, the green, the blue, the brown, and even the black is just wonderfully done, Elena. Beautiful.
It's alive, because I was with it when I painted.
Okay. Right. As you said, plein air. So you were there.
Yeah, it's a plein air.
And this is your second piece.
Yeah.
This one is called Light.
See, light is the essence. Yes. This is a yellow tile path. It's made out of buttercups. It's in the end of the valley, and it's a tribute to hope and to faith, because it's a real carpet of little lights, and it's also means the faith and going inside ourselves to it's a spiritual path, because I articulate my work around three spiritual knowledge ways: the alchemic, the Christ, and the warrior one. And this is the mix of the whole of them, because it's a real path too. It's in the end of the valley, and it was north faced, but it was like that. So I painted the same like the other.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. And this is in oil color and acrylic, right?
Yeah, I have it here.
Okay. Thank you.
Here it is.
Okay. And do we have Erin with us on the call? Erin? This is also abstract. This is Peace and Reflect. To create art is to find a place of peace within. So again, the artists are depicting what they feel is the most important spiritually for them. And for Erin here, these three pieces, I believe, have to do with peace. And I believe that's why she has blue as the main colors on most of them. This one is called Walter's Waltz. Water moves like music, creating, again, a peaceful place. And the last one for Erin is called Morning Sunrise, hence more of the yellow colors. This also is acrylic and ink on linen, beautifully done. This piece has a lot of narrative in it. This is called The Real Life of Outcasts. Is Pitchy 173 here? No. Okay. If he's not here, I won't explain it. When you guys have a chance, you can go back in. But I believe what he's trying to say here is that all of the colors, black, white, brown, yellow, it's inclusive. We're all human. And on the right side, he has here, don't forget to love in the middle right here. And don't forget to love. And this piece, I'm not sure if Deborah, is Deborah here? Deborah? Okay, her piece is Fighting the Current. And that is very poetic, fighting the current. For why Hanukkah ever even had to come about. It had to reclaim, it was fighting a current, it was. And this piece, Rima, Rima's from India. Rima, you're here?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Would you like to say a few words about your piece? Hello from the past.
Past.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I'm from South India, like in a place called Kerala. And we had a huge presence of Jews way back many centuries ago, like, starting from, they say, from the time of King Solomon. But then we have actual physical records from like about 9th century AD onwards. And we had our first synagogue in 1125. So it's been, the Jews has been a part of our culture, for such a long, long time. And we had Hanukkah celebrated in our plays and all that, all the Jewish celebrations, not just Hanukkah. So, so then, by when Israel was formed after 1950s and 60s, they all went back to Israel. And we just have just a few Jews back here now, maybe less than 10. So they don't have the quorum to conduct the synagogue, the prayers at the synagogue and all of that, So they have to have 10 men, about 13. That's what they say. So they've all left, and we have the synagogues here. Most of them have beautiful carvings and paintings, mostly done in Indian style, I think. I think this was done in a kind of a mural style that was prevalent in our temples and churches. Not churches, actually, temples, Hindu temples here. So I found this very fascinating on the Torah Ark. This was on the Torah. Most of the Torah Arks have been taken back to Israel. When they left, they took it back. But this one, in one synagogue, this is still maintained. So this is one piece of the Torah Ark, actually. It's very beautiful, the whole structure. And I thought of recreating that for the show.
Oh, thank you, Rima. It's beautifully done. Does anyone want to comment on Rima's piece? Thank you so much, Rima. Thank you.
Yeah.
And also we have Winston Harris. Winston, are you on the call?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Winston. Would you like to say a few words about Different as Day and Night, too?
Sure. I'd like to say thank you for having me involved in this exhibit, and say hello to everyone. I don't have video to my computer, so I can only do audio.
Okay, that's
fine. You
can't
see me.
Yeah, but we can see your art.
Right. Well, that's the most important thing. Different as Day and Night was something that, it's actually a triptych, and this is the centerpiece. It's actually about 40, maybe 112 inches by 36. But this particular section deals with the new beginning. and I thought it would be good for Hanukkah because you're talking about the new year. And that's what I was trying to represent. And this, in the piece, you see a lot of architectural structures and a lot of things dealing with time. I don't know if you could tell in the left-hand side at the bottom, it's pretty much a globe. If you can depict that, I know it's abstract, but
Right.
You can see the circular motion with the spear going through it.
Yes.
Right, so that represents the earth, the globe.
Oh.
Right, and then above that, you see like different elements that deals with a bridge and architectural tools like
Okay.
triangles.
Yes.
Right, right, and so and then on the right side, which represents the night, at the bottom of that is supposed to represent an abstract version of what is that called? Stonehenge. So you're dealing with time again.
Okay.
And another part of architectural instruments or tools with the triangle. And then the curvature above that is representing part of the sun and the moon.
Got it.
So I wanted to try to implement, and as you can see, the left side is brighter, that represents the day, and the right side is darker, with a blue and purple tint, so it represents the night. And like I said, I wanted to represent a new beginning of the new year in the Jewish faith.
Okay. Thank you very much. And I'll read what you have as part of your narrative for this piece. It says Rosh Hashanah, literally meaning head of the year, is the Jewish New Year, and it is the first of the Jewish high holy days specified in Leviticus 23 to 32 that occur in the early autumn of the Northern Hemisphere. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Winston, for sharing this piece with us.
Oh, no, thank you. And I'm multitasking, so I have to go.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We're moving on.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. And this piece next is by Donna Marie Stairs. Is Donna here? This is called Into the Light. And it's the magnificent butterfly.
I'm here.
You're here? Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Yes.
Would you like to say a few words about the Into the Light, the butterfly?
Absolutely. I just first want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, Carolyn, and Dr. Sandra Epps for just offering this at a year and a time. I think, this whole notion of coming from the darkness into the light and miracles, we could sure use it in 2020. And I just thank you for offering this to artists, offering a forum to us when there aren't many forums available this year. So thank you.
Sure.
So I have actually done a series of butterflies this year because of a very powerful meditation that I had last summer. And there's just something about the journey from the caterpillar to the chrysalis to the butterfly. It seems so impossible in all these times in our lives when we have these mini deaths and these rebirths into something bigger and bolder and more beautiful. And so I felt that the butterfly was a really beautiful representation of Hanukkah and the darkness into the light and everything that it stands for.
Thank you. It's beautifully done. You have the blue blossoms and the colors, the orange, little sparks of orange outside towards the edges, and the butterfly itself, like the monarch butterfly color, and of course the Jewish star in the center. Beautifully done. Thank you very much, Donna. I think you had another piece in the show, or is that the only?
I do have another one.
Yeah, it's this one, correct? Yes, this one is called Hope 2, and it's a menorah. Please tell us what does the red in the background represent?
Well, the red is a flower that I did in alcohol ink, and I love alcohol ink because it's so free. You don't really ever know what you're going to end up with.
Okay.
So I love that, there's just this bold, beautiful, and again, the metaphor of a seed being underground in the darkness and the light hitting the seed and what transpired, I felt was a really beautiful metaphor again for the menorah and the miracle that transpired around the oil just lasting so many more days than anyone had anticipated.
Okay.
So it's entitled Hope, because I feel like there are times of darkness in our lives when we could use light and hope, and this menorah is such a symbol of that.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. So this piece, even though it's a canvas reproduction, you originally used alcohol ink.
I did in
Okay.
its original form, yes.
Okay, very good. Was the other piece also originally, what was the other piece originally done in? The butterfly.
The other piece was originally, it's a 20 by 24 watercolor.
Ah, okay. Okay, very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Is Alfredo de Curtis on the call? He's from Canada. His piece is done with oil and acid-free Fabriano paper. He's shown many pieces in our shows, and he actually uses actual sand as part of his medium. So he calls this one Fruits and Flower and Bottled Ceramic Stand. So he has the feeling of the table setting. He told me, he said, I don't know if this really has much to do with Hanukkah, but I feel it does. And I think that his colors and the table setting and just the joy and celebration and the feeling of family that you get from this painting, I think that signifies much hope and family. And his next piece is here. It's called Still Life with Candles. So this one is a little more directly connected because it has the light and the candle. And this is oil and sand, again, panel mounted on canvas. So again, he paints oil on sand. It's not sandpaper, but it's prepared with sand. And it's a very beautiful outcome when the pieces are done. And if you actually held the piece in real life, you can actually feel the texture of the piece, that it is quite sandy and rough. But it comes out beautifully. So he's got a lot of detail here and also control of the oil on the sand. And the color, of course, is just gorgeous. I think we finished this gallery now, I believe. Let me just make sure, because they're like, we did that one. Let's check this one, make sure that we did this wall. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. We did that wall. I don't want to leave anyone out.